Hello and welcome to the Cowboy4Game Yu-Gi-Oh! Podcast, Oceanic's special. I'm your host Jake. Today I'm joined by Ben from NolanTCG.
Hello.
And Andrew from...
Not from NolanTCG.
Correct.
No.
So yeah, as you can see, we are in a different setting. We are here in Brisbane for the 2023 Oceanics tournament.
Live from Oceanic.
Yes, live from Oceanics. The semi-finals or finals is happening right now.
Just about to start.
Yep.
Final is just about to start.
So yeah, we will bring you updates as they come. Who's in the finals?
Poe and someone else from Poe's Locals.
It's the XO.
Yes. It is very much the Strike One locals.
It is Pearly versus Cash?
Yep.
Okay, Cash. Cool.
Cool.
Jake could have prepared a top 32 cut, but he has not.
Jake
Jake has prepared a top 32 cut.
You stupid bitch.
Here he is.
So,
live, bringing us the top 32 cut.
So, the top 32, as described by the fantastic Yaoi Zhang, I should say, always on top of this stuff, really good at that. So we have 7 Cash, 5 Lab, 5 Live Twin Sprite, I'm assuming? LTS?
Yes.
Live Twin Sprite?
Yes.
4 Pearly, 3 for Hire Sprite, 3 Rika, 2 Dragon Link, 2 Branded, and 1 Manadian.
Interesting. I saw a lot of Melfi Sprite running around. And I mean Melfi Sprite.
You're 100% sure on that?
I'm 100% sure I mean Melfi Sprite this time. But
okay.
Yeah, I saw a lot of that running around this weekend. And I'm surprised that didn't see a lot of prevalence in Top Cut, because that was just Ibly Lock. It's just Ibly Lock Turbo. I guess...
I think everybody's maining like Dark Holes and stuff now to try and play around that and like extra deck outs and all that kind of stuff.
If you main the out, it's just going to happen. I wonder how the wind's going to pick up on these microphones.
Well,
we're trying a new setup.
Shielded, hopefully.
Okay.
We'll see. Hopefully it's not picking up all of that noise. But yeah, so how was our Oceanics? Let's start with Andrew.
Well, as I am notably not in the top cut. No, look, it went a bit average. I had a lot of fun. I played Dino, great fun. There's a few regrets I had about the deck after the fact. And I was not super surprised. I kind of knew in my head, I was like, well, I haven't put in the grind, I haven't put in the work. The results were probably never really going to be there, but we still did alright. I think I finished 4-5 because we just played out the rounds. I think at my peak was like round 3, I was like X1, and then it went downhill from there. But we had a great fun. I versed a whole heap of different decks. I think almost 7 different decks throughout the whole day, which is probably the main takeaway I'd take away from the Oceanics. Even though things got a little bit more convoluted in the top cut, by and large, massive variety. You just did not know what you were going to verse next. Even though there was probably 2 or 3 of the best decks, there was just a lot of close competitors, and yeah, everything was a bit different. But had alright, got a little bit depressing towards the end, but you know, it's okay. That's how it goes.
Yeah, it was a fun time.
Any particular like highlight moments from your matches, like anything that struck you as particularly funny or like...
Jake's asking this because he wants to be
Yes, absolutely. I have
What a
no
setup.
guilt about this whatsoever. I also ask this question every time, so fuck you.
At this point, I'd like to point out, we sit down before the tourney starts, and we're all sitting at like this certain table. It's table 106, 107. That's
107?
We've set up at this point. And pairings come up. Jake opens his phone. He's like, Andrew J. Table
7, I think it was, yeah.
107, the one we're sitting at right now.
So Andrew is literally here, and I'm like, Andrew, please don't tell me you're at table 107.
So there was another Andrew J.
There was, yes.
But this was in fact myself. And me and Jacob played this matchup, and I traditionally do quite well in it.
Yeah, that was not the case.
Lo and behold, yes, here we go from here. As far as notable matchups are concerned in mind, I think I wouldn't even call it an insane interaction. There was just a very nice person I versed who was playing Pirelli, and I think it was about round 6. And you know, they kind of put everything into the stack multiple times, and I just happened to open the Flame Kaiju both games. And they kind of just turned into no games. It was Flame Kaiju plus like decent follow-up, and yeah, that happened. That was probably the only thing that I thought was like, oh wow, I'm getting very lucky here.
Both of our decks could search Fire Kaiju, and that came up a lot.
Yeah. Fire Kaiju good. It's a bit big, but you know, at least Dino put out big boy. You put out big boys, you can get over it anyway, so we're good.
Jake, what's going on with your recording?
I don't know.
Did you pause your recording?
I didn't touch the phone.
Ah, Jake.
Maybe it's still on my phone, who knows?
Yeah.
We'll see what we picked up.
I also wasn't talking a lot in that bit, so it should be fine.
Okay. That's okay.
Everything should be fine. Anyway,
I'm just going to have to resync your audio. We'll figure this out. These are the growing pains, and I've got a
Do we
flight
do another
to
clap?
figure it out. Nah, it's fine. Maybe do another clap sync.
It's a power clap.
They had to both do it at the same time just to mess with me, didn't they? I'll figure it out. Okay, we continue. My week in Yu-Gi-Oh.
well, Oceanics in
Yeah, my
particular,
Oceanics experience. My Oceanics experience was really good for a little bit. for a while. So I started round 1, and what did I play round 1? What did I play round 1? Did I lose round 1?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. I don't know. So
I know you would have, yeah, because of the deal that we made.
yes, oh yeah. So I lost round 1. Yeah, so I definitely lost round 1. I played against Ibly Lock. So I got Ibly locked, and I didn't play the out. So and that deck like has 3 ways to keep you Ibly locked, and I was like, oh, well, I have 2 ways to out this.
What happened several hours before that, or the day before then?
Well, I lent Andrew my Lingerie bow. So Andrew had the out to Ibly lock, and I was like, it's fine. I'm just here to have fun.
And on that note, I did not get Ibly locked all day.
I got Ibly lock constantly. It wasn't frustrating, but I was like, it's fine. Like,
be
I
nice
could
to
have
have
played the
Lingerie
out.
right
I didn't
now.
play the out. Oh well. Then I won like my next couple of rounds, and things were going really well. I was like, maybe playing Fire Rescue Ace was actually pretty cool. I think eventually, though, once I finally lost my next loss, downhill. It was like five. I think it was like 4 straight losses.
Yeah.
And it was like, got pretty brutal from there. Then we picked up another win towards the end of the day, so I ended up like X whatever. I had like 4 wins, I think. 4 or 5?
Yeah, so same as me, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
4, 5.
So it was fine. My losses were to Cash, Ibly Lock, and one other random ass deck that I should have beat. Anyway, I won my lab matchup, and that was the funnest thing about my day. Was my deck sucks against lab, and I beat lab, so
Yeah,
it's fine.
Well, that's how I felt when I was versing fucking Andrew's Dinos. I was like, oh, if I win against this, maybe I can win against everything. That was not the case.
No, I'm not finished yet.
Yeah, that's okay.
But then my dice got stolen, and that ruined my weekend. So, yeah, fun times.
Fun times. Love when stuff gets stolen.
Yep.
So yeah, my weekend. So obviously coming in with Dogmatica, was not expecting to do well. It was just some fun. I tend to treat a lot of Oceanics that I go to as like a fun thing, because I know that I can't get to Worlds even if I wanted to. So it's like,
It's all expenses paid, Jake.
I know, it's not the expense that is the trouble for me. It's the time. I can't get the time.
Nah, just get the time. It's fine.
No, just don't.
Just get the time.
Anyway,
Just be sick for that week.
so I'm sick every week. I'm sick right now. My stomach feels disgusting. So yeah, won first game against Andrew. I think after that I had like 1 or 2 losses, and then had a few more wins. So I ended up dropping, I think, in round 8 on my 4th loss. So like I was just clinging on, I guess you could say, at that point. But even then, like even the best X3s were still in like 36th, 37th position at the end of the tourney. So that's like, I was never getting up there, especially when like towards the end in like the 5th and 6th and 7th round, if I was winning, they would just drop. So it's like, oh, okay, so any resistance I have is out the window. Yeah, like the deck performed fine. Ideally, I would have had another 1 or 2 Maximus in there when I was doing it, just because Maximus does tend to be the crux of the build that I'm doing at the moment, to be able to duality and do the funny Dragoon thing. But yeah, it just wasn't sort of working. And most of the time I'd side out Thingo in sort of the sort of 2nd and 3rd games. I'd side out the dualities because like the gimmick's sort of up by that point, but also I only resolved it once the entire tourney.
It is going to take me so long for that card, because every time you say it, I'm like, how do you play Pot of Duality in your deck? I was like, you special all the time, and then
Yes.
it's taking a long time. I've got like 20 years of Pot of Duality to push out of my brain to think of duality as anything but.
No pot, just duality.
Yeah, it's the sober duality.
Yeah, we'll have to say duality and pot of duality.
Pot of Duality in it.
The
Do you want a
pot
pot?
duality in it.
Do you want a pot of duality? with your bottle of water.
Yeah.
The funniest interaction I had over the weekend. I'm looking very forward to telling this story.
No, you're still running. You're still running.
Okay. Maybe that's what happened before.
Yeah.
Okay, so everything's fine. Because the time's pretty much the same as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So yeah, my funny story. So I was versing a Punk Kashtira player, I think in round 5 or 6. I went first, did the whole extra deck Sendy thing. Like, there was weird Ush in his extra deck to, like, there was like an instant fusion target, there was like a tune-up. I was like, oh, okay, so it's some sort of Synchro Cash build. Cool. So he just goes, okay, my turn, special Fenry, attempt to go to battle phase. I was like, okay, well, I don't want you banishing my boss monster, so I'm going to flirtily negate it. And he's like, okay, cool. Do some things. Triple tactics, take your Albazoa. I was like, okay, yeah, look, 4k attack, I get it. Summon some more things. Summon the big punk dragon, bounce stuff back to my hand. Summon Baron. And then just before he went to the battle phase, he goes, activate the effect of Albazoa. And I was like, okay, so I'm sending 5 cards from my extra deck. Enters Chainlink 1, enters Chainlink 2, Gold Dragon, Mahong, Chainlink 3, Arclight Chainlink 4, and some other thing Chainlink 5 to chain block all the other effects. So, like, blows up and bounces his entire board, and then at the end of the turn I'm still getting my Albazoa back. And he's like, I didn't need to do any of that.
No.
Completely wasted.
Yeah.
It was, it was funny. And then the match before that, I was versing a Dragon Link player, and like he was in time and like trying his hardest to get to Scarlight, and got to the Scarlight and attempted to use the effect, and I went punishment on the monster.
Dragon Link was my other loss.
Yes.
Yes. Because I got Scarlighted for time.
Yes. One must always have a win condition in time. But yeah, so he goes to use Scarlight, and he's got like the Link monster on the board, like the what's it called? I can't remember what it's called.
Which Striker Dragon?
Striker Dragon.
Yeah.
So attempting to blow up Striker Dragon to just go for the cheap game. I have punishment, so I go punishment, target the Striker Dragon. And in order to try and resolve the effect, he goes Book of Moon, target Striker Dragon. I was like, sorry, what?
Sorry.
Not how that works. He ended up getting time. I really don't like him. Hope you're watching. But yeah, look, most of the people I versed with super chill, like the Punk Cyframe, whatever, Kashtira dude, he was pretty chill. Yeah, most other people I was versing were fine. So yeah, overall it was a pretty decent event. Venue's okay, needed probably another bathroom.
But
that didn't affect
that's
us
not
too
our
much.
problem. Like,
I mean, it's our problem.
We stayed
today.
here. We had
I haven't been
amazing.
to that bathroom yet. Yeah, we got, so like the venue is at a hotel, and we just stayed at the hotel, so whenever we needed to go upstairs, we went upstairs.
Yeah, it was great.
Between the rounds, go back, kick back, watch some TV.
One interaction I did have, I wouldn't even know if it's funny or interesting, but like against Labyrinth, I'd have an interesting, in a simplified game state, I Dark Hold, I believe they had like two of the big Labyrinth monsters, and I had set one of the traps from the monster to the back row.
Yep.
And I read it closely, because it says you can set it, you can activate that turn, but only if you control a fiend.
Yeah, okay.
And they didn't have it because, and then Summon Overraptor. I had nothing else to push except that to kind of push me through. They tried to flip that, and then we read the card closely. We're like, oh, can't activate that. So I proceeded to win.
I'm fairly sure that I would have had that interaction then in my lab matchup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was an interesting one because it was a lose-lose for him there at that point. Because I think if he flipped it and summoned something off it, it's just going to die with the Dark Hole as it resolves.
Yeah.
But then as soon as the Dark Hole resolves, couldn't activate it. Like, I was like, oh, cool. I've set up a checkmate here that I didn't even know I was playing chess. So, here we are.
Sure.
That was my round 2, and then one round 3, and then it proceeded to go
Much like
very downhill after that.
Off the cliff we go after that round.
I lost to Flunderies as well, which was like bittersweet, because I was like, oh no, but it's the best deck. Even though it clearly, I don't think it's already showing in top 32 here, sadly. But there was a very low representation. I think it was like 11 Flunder players.
In Euros at the moment as well, it's got like it's chartable. It's on the chart.
Deck's
at
still good. I
Euros.
think if I objectively wanted to do the best of this tournament out of the decks I have, I probably should have stuck with Flunder and just played that again. But I didn't want to, so I didn't.
Exactly.
Yeah, and again, it's all a matter of like what you're aiming to do. Like, you can just aim to top. I was very much here not for Oceanics. It was my birthday weekend, so I just had a lot of fun. Speaking of which, thank you to Jesse and the crew for my birthday present. I was meant to bring it down. Actually, it's just over there in my bag, but I can't be bothered getting up out of my chair. They got me a Ulti Dingisu for my birthday.
Ding dong.
So, yeah, very happy about that. On yon. Yeah, super happy about that, so thank you very much. We also got our little pre-registration tokeny things.
Oh yeah, we got coins.
Yeah. So yeah, they're doing the tokens again this year. A bunch of them, like gauze and all that kind of thing. Ben really wanted Gizno, as he said on the podcast, I believe. He got Gizno by trading for it, which is cheating.
I traded,
did
I
you?
traded my
I didn't
Mobius for a Gizno.
Oh, silver Gizno or
Silver Gizno.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got the gold Gizno.
I got silver DD Crow. So I was alright with
It
that.
looks nice,
Yeah,
the
it
DD
looks
Crow.
cool.
I would have been happy to get a DD Crow.
I was like, yeah, met
that's
a
a
relevant
gold
card. I was
Gizno.
like, that's fine.
Anyway, but
Yes.
we're going to talk Euros first, or
Yeah, we can chat Euros.
Euros
So,
currently live.
Yes.
Not live if you're watching this, because
yeah, by the time you're
Yeah.
watching this, it's very much not
it's very
live.
much over.
Time moves forward.
Yes, time progresses, and I'm not uploading this fast enough.
So, the total breakdown for
Also,
day
when
one.
we said we're reporting live from the Oceanics, which is true, again, will not be true.
Yeah, by the time you
people
watch
hear
this, very
We are
much
live
not
at
live.
Oceanics. Yes.
So we have a breakdown from day one. So these are in percentages because I'm sure the numbers would be bonkers. I actually don't know how many they had there.
I don't know either. 1,872.
Okay, it's probably more than that, but I'll go with it. So we have Kashtira at 19%, Runic at 14%. I'm assuming that's all the variants that people like to do.
Yeah.
Probably Fur Hire. Fur Hire seems to be one of the more popular ones at the moment because its resource control is kind of bonkers.
That's fine. You just negate the Forgo or the Link 3,
Yes,
and then you win. Easy.
yes.
It's not that easy, but it's easy.
Yeah, it's easy if you just open the right
Scroll
cards.
the app, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Then we have Bestial Dragons, or Dragon Link, I imagine.
Yes.
Sprite, Labyrinth, and Branded, all at 7%. Vanquish Soul at 5%. Rika and Flunderies are 4% on the charts.
Burp gang.
And 25% other.
Other. Woo! I was also the only Rescue Ace player here this weekend.
Yes, you were. I imagine it's probably because no one cares, but I was probably the only Dogmatic Ritual player
Probably.
too.
But people cared. That
Simultaneously, the worst, best, and moderate of the field.
Yeah.
Just double checking.
Oh, for what it is, I feel like you got a pretty decent result. Like, it is what it is. Not all decks are made equal, and at the moment, they're
Rescue
not.
Ace is about to be made equal.
They're about to be made equal. Yeah, Ben's
Gotcha.
just ahead of the curve.
Just getting out ahead of
ready.
time. I'm just out here testing my combos on the bigger stage.
Man's ready for the next meta. How long we got till that comes out? Yeah,
3 weeks.
I was going to say.
wasn't that close?
3 weeks away.
Damn.
Yeah.
Alright. Snurking up quick.
Oh, that means Manadine gets this new support. And Unchained. Oh, I can go back to Unchained. Oh, I'm so keen.
Sorry, side note. Is that the set we also get the secondary Dino support with the
Yes.
fusion monster and all
one
that?
of them, yes.
We get the Xyz.
Do we get the
Yes.
Pteranodon thing that searches Poly?
No, that
No.
one's in a side set.
Yeah.
Sad.
So
You
it's
get
like
that eventually.
Rex Raptor support.
Grimace
Oh, it's
Tumbler.
in that fire set, isn't it? Yeah.
Is it the fire set?
Yeah.
No, because that's Volcanics, Battling Boxes, and Settlement Great.
Yeah.
I don't think it's got anything else, and they're not fires.
Something.
It'll be somewhere.
Okay. Well, I look forward to that.
Cards will be
Then I-
available at some
Then I
point.
can play the. I think it's quiet play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine.
You're
Don't
good.
stress. Yeah.
So yeah, I guess moving on to some other news. We have the next evolution of Gaia, the Fierce Knight. He's getting a new card. So I'm going to read what he does first, and then I'll tell you the rest. So when an opponent's monster
The helicopter can
activates,
tell me what he does.
telling everybody everything.
IRL Rescue Ace going through.
So, when your opponent activates a monster effect in hand or graveyard, discard a monster, negate the activation if you do destroy that monster.
Yep.
When this attacking card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, target a fire monster in your graveyard and special summon it. So, it's all sounding pretty okay for a Gaia monster.
Well, you just said Gaia monster, so
I said for a Gaia monster, yes, it puts it into context. Like,
Yep.
the rest of the Gaia cards are down here, this is probably up here, right?
sure,
Yeah. So it's a fusion
that's fine.
of a Synchro monster.
That's less fun.
Yeah, so it needs Gaia Blaze and a face-up monster you control.
Is Gaia Blaze a synchro?
Gaia Blaze
Yes.
is the synchro that they put into the starter decks. Into those like learn to play decks. This is just to
Yeah.
promote that new 2-player learn to play deck that they're gonna keep that in as the synchro of.
I think Gaia,
Quite
like
possibly.
anything to do with Gaia, they just immediately make terrible, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
literally
always
the-
been like really subpar support.
The
Like,
only relevant Gaia thing I can think of in the history of this game is the rank 7 that you just slapped on top of rank 6s and 5s.
I think it's
yeah,
polymerization
to then
because it's
make it
polymerization
into Zeus.
support.
Yeah.
Was that the first ever card used in the show? Was Gaia the Dragon Champion? So therefore, polymerization is Gaia support.
What, first fusion monster?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. We'll have to
I think it is.
look that up on our next Yu-Gi-Oh! Trivia Day. But yeah, not particularly good. So that's coming out in Age of Overlord, so look forward to not seeing that ever. More importantly, we do have some news on the upcoming Rarity Collection here for the EU and Australia region, and I suppose America.
Yeah, we get screwed.
You remember when
Yep.
we said it was really good?
Yeah, it became less good. Oh, we have an announcement.
Oh, that was quick.
Yep. So,
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
the winner of Oceanics, I don't actually know his name. I need to look back to the...
It's not.
It's Noppo.
Well, yeah, I suppose.
It'd
Yeah,
be
it's not Poe.
Kunlun
It's
Kerr.
the other guy.
Kunlun Lee.
Yes. Which is kind of crazy because he's done really well. Congratulations.
Cashtera won. Woo.
So-
But he did excellent. That means he went
Undefeated
completely
the entire-
undefeated the
Yeah,
entire
14-0.
event. Amazing. That's actually amazing.
Imagine Dino doing it last year and not getting to go to Worlds.
Yeah. Yeah, that is an outstanding effort. That is a total of 14 matches in a row, completely undefeated.
That is kind of bonkers.
That is
eh?
incredible. Well done.
But back to worse news. Basically, the price difference between US and EU boxes is double. We are paying double for EU prints than what we would if we were in the US for the Rarity Collection. It's actually outrageous.
Yes.
What are we paying? So we're paying double. So are you?
paying like
is this after you? Is
$2,600.
this after you convert?
Yeah, that's
This after conversion and everything.
even if you buy the box in America, pay tax and shipping, it's still cheaper.
Significantly cheaper.
Wow.
Yeah. I was looking it up earlier. Me and
Is that what we're doing,
Chaz
boys?
were like searching it. You can get them from Gamer's Choice shipped to Australia for like $1,400 just to touch over
Yeah.
Yep.
after discount codes.
So that's still $1,200 off buying a case here.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like that's the go.
We're just going to play US prints.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep, rarities and terrible looking cards be damned. I'm not paying $2,600 for a box of
We're
cards.
getting a literal Euro tax. Like,
Yes.
It's actually insane.
Yep.
It's so dumb. I can't.
as far as I'm aware, they haven't given any like genuine
Reason as to why.
reason for it. They're just
They,
like,
they just didn't list a recommended retail price when they put them up on the website.
What are your
and
reasons?
Then left it to the
Money.
vendors to tell us.
they like money.
No, it's expensive to print in Belgium.
apparently, but only for this set, right?
Only for this set. Yes. Only for
Like, to be
this
fair,
specific set.
there are new rarity printings that they have not done before, which would, in theory, require new equipment. I still don't buy that it costs this much more to do it, but
Couldn't possibly.
yeah, I don't get it. Like, but you would be able to say the same thing about the US versions, right? Like,
Yes.
Actually, the other interesting
So-
thing that I took note of the other day is that they're starting to do English print OCG cards because now it's such a prominent language in a lot of
That's always
OCG.
been a thing.
I know, but now they're doing it in like main sets.
Yeah.
Like they're doing it a lot more now because it's a more common language.
what does that mean? Does that mean they do like
They
you
still
have the
have-
chance to pull it in English and not in English, or are they doing
They
different
do
language sets?
print
or-
run sets. So the same
Yeah.
way we do French, German, so on.
Right, but are they selling them in like Japan and places like that?
Yes.
Yes.
So they're going to do like side by side, like
The backing-
here's Power
the
of the
backing will
Elements in
still be
English,
the
here's Power of the
OCG.
Elements in Japanese.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah,
okay,
the
cool.
backing will still be a Japanese backing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a thing they've always done. It's just not always been a thing that's widespread.
Okay.
And it ended up with a weird thing where, like, in Singapore, you'd be stuck playing a Japanese, Chinese, or Korean copy.
Interesting.
So, yeah. It'll make it... Like, the fact that it's just going to become more prevalent and easier to access will make it better for a lot of OCG players, but yeah.
Well, the reason I brought that specific thing up is it does raise an interesting question of whether the Oceanics region can start getting stuff printed
in Japanese.
Well, yeah, like start taking their English cards.
Yep.
But I suppose we wouldn't be able to use them currently. But like, yeah, it just poses an interesting question for future whether they do decide to do that, and it just reduces their costs of having to ship it across the world.
Okay.
Yeah, just something to think about. More than
Interesting
anything else.
economic hours.
Yeah. So I guess at this point I move on to questions.
Was there not any other news this week?
I had a look through. Like, there's really not a lot. Like, there's speed duel promos. It's like,
Look,
yeah.
it's Kurt from Locals.
It is Kurt from Locals. Hello, Kurt from Locals.
Kurt from Locals is going to walk
Please
in front of
don't
the
walk
camera.
in front of the camera. Oh God.
I don't.
No time.
No time. So, if you
Welcome
weren't
to
aware,
this.
we do have a Discord link. Will be in the description below. Feel free to jump in, say hi, and ask us questions. First question today comes to us from Tuesday's Noob. As someone listening from the UK, Heartbeat was on TV around the same time as other trashy TV shows, which leads me to ask, Neighbours or Home and Away?
Over here, we watch Home and Away. No one watches Channel 10 in Australia, by the way. It's just there as a drug front.
I feel like
It's like every UGG store you
I
ever
feel like
see.
most of us
Yes.
grew up on Home and Away, and I feel like most of our parents grew up on Neighbours. I could be wrong
Yeah.
about this. Feel free to disagree, Jake. But like, I
My
know
parents grew up in neither. We didn't watch Channel 7 or 10. We only watched 9.
only people significantly older than me seem to have watched Neighbours. And like, for reference, I'm 30, right? So like, I swear it was only people that were like maybe 10 years older than myself were like, oh no, I loved Neighbours growing up.
Yeah.
No, can't say I ever saw that. Used to watch a bit of Home and Away with mum and dad because they just loved that shit. And yeah, Alf Stewart's a legend.
Sure.
Yeah,
I
we
wonder
didn't
if
watch
that
other versions.
carried across the sea. Other
Well,
places.
yeah, the internet probably helped a lot with that.
Right. The other Alf,
We
the other
can't
Alf
do a lot
Stewart-
of those.
Let's
folks.
not
Yeah.
get them on a
Yeah.
taste here. We don't want Andrew getting cancelled.
Oh no.
Next question comes to us from 6i6. Assuming no
No.
contaminant... What?
Next question comes to us from Jesse.
Does it come
Jesse's
to us
gonna
from
come
Jesse?
ask a
Is he
live
giving us a
question.
live question?
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is Jesse.
Man's
Camera's
gonna walk
right
in front of
there.
the camera.
I do have a question.
Real camera house.
Come around.
Alright, considering we all terribly scrubbed out over this weekend, if we were to do it again, what deck would we play? Would we change it and why?
I would play Flu Under Ease because it's the best deck.
You did say this.
Clearly shown in the
I
top
would... what would I play? Probably the... No. Not at all. I don't know how other people are performing well with Branded. I don't know how. I would probably just do the same with more Maximus, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't here to top, I was here to drink.
Maybe another way
The
to
card game was just a distraction in the meantime.
maybe another way to answer this question would be let's be honest. There's a pretty clear, roughly top 4 decks. Or so. If you had to do your absolute best, what deck do you feel like you could have played best?
I would have just played Cash.
Yeah, Cash is
Yeah.
super brain dead.
I wouldn't have stopped playing Cash. If I knew what the ban list was going to do to it and it was still going to be somewhat playable, I just would have kept playing it.
I think out of all those ones, I would play Dragon Link because I always liked the Chaos-based stuff, like mainly from my Thunder Dragon days. But like it kind of kept that tune to it a little bit type of thing. I really like the Dragon Link stuff. I think it probably is objectively worse than the others, but
Yeah.
I really did like the resource management and everything it could do. But in saying that, I don't think it has a good cash mashup. It's Banishee Boys hurt.
Or a shifter matchup, which was relatively prevalent from what I saw this weekend.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
You may or may not have caught that.
I think,
Lots of shifter this weekend.
Very shifty.
Yeah.
Shifty boys.
yeah, I got shifted a lot, and like it doesn't really hurt that much when you're playing Rescue Ace.
Oh.
For some reason, like 3 of the 5 times I got shifted, I was like, I have exclusively opened the Monster Reborn spells. This sucks.
I was telling Jake this earlier, actually. My one time I got shifted over the weekend. I didn't get shifted much. When I did, which was against Flunder, of course, not Cash. So I didn't verse Cash all weekend somehow, which is beyond ridiculous. I completely regret I took Baguska out of my extra deck as a last minute choice, and it was actually the worst thing because under that I can just go Overraptor, send Giant Rex, it's banished, summon that, make Baguska, buy myself 2 turns. Proceeded to not be able to do that and proceeded to lose. Yep. That happened.
Big
So-
Sage. If only you'd kept your
Go win your winner map.
Bagooska
Good luck.
and you let him keep his Lingaribo, everyone would have been happy.
Yeah.
But here we are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mad Regrady.
It's okay. If anything, I would have played Link Disciple. Because I make access code. So I just go Link Disciple and then like during combo make access code, bring back the Link Disciple, give me an extra
To be honest, like Lingaribo has the cool effect, but honestly, it was the first Link one that I found in the database that said like that I could use like make Eebly with.
It is the better one because you
Okay.
get the trap protection.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, I guess.
Yep.
Not bad. Good source.
Yeah.
Um,
Or maybe I should just play Lingaribo to protect from the double cross.
that too.
Yeah. Just should have done
That
that.
too. So, next question comes to us from 6R6. Assuming no contaminants get into it, how long will you allow a glass of water to be left out on the bench before you won't drink it anymore?
Oh, like 2 hours?
Yeah, I'd probably leave it. It depends, right, on the context. Like, if I've...
Yeah, you're gonna dusty as fuck house. Yeah, hell no. But
Well, yeah, it's assuming that, like, not a heap of, like, shit has got in it.
yeah,
Yeah, like at work is probably the longest I ever leave a glass. Like if I get a glass of water, I intend to drink it within half an hour.
Yeah.
If I forget about it, I'll just refill it.
I think if I was desperate, like maybe overnight, and that would have to be a pretty clean
Yeah.
like area for me to be comfortable with that, and that would be weighed against it being incredibly annoying or difficult to get a fresh source of water.
Yeah.
And again, the context is everything, right? Fuck, I would drink a 3-day-old glass if I was like in the middle of the desert and 2 days out of water, right? I'm going to pick it, right? But
What if you had sand in it though?
yeah, I'd probably still do it. No part of that situation is ever going to be comfortable,
Just
right?
make
But
your lips purse enough to not let the sand through.
I think you'd have no feeling in your lips by then, but
Yeah,
Anyway.
so...
Pre-soak your lips.
with what?
The water!
You put your
water,
finger in
yeah.
the water. Yeah.
I guess, yep. Bear Grylls over here. All right.
Yeah, so last night I had a glass sitting beside my bed, and this morning, having still been slightly drunk / hungover, I drank that shit straight away.
I went to do the same and went, huh?
It's empty.
I just left it in the bathroom and empty. It's fine.
And our final question, which we've kind of already talked about, is again from 6i6. Do you think the pre-order price for the 25th Century Collection, premium whatever, will prevent the majority of people opening packs, or is that just
Yes.
a problem for the pause?
No, that'll prevent people from opening packs. Like this
It's going to hurt everything, right? Like it's going to hurt the secondary market for it. It's going to hurt
Yes.
the primary market.
So I don't think it's going to hit the secondary market that hard. I think it's going to be a case of just no one's going to open it.
yeah.
If you have an alternative, just open the US print.
I guess.
Open the US
Yeah,
print.
yeah. You're right. I guess it depends on how people go about it. Because if they do buy it, then they're going to have to charge more to cover their costs.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it doesn't make sense to do it. And yeah, and if they don't, then there's just going to be a whole unsealed package. Like people know, I think the community is pretty widespread that people will spend money on dumb shit. Yes, but at the same time, they're generally pretty savvy. And if there is an alternative way to do it more cost effective, like people are going to do it.
And like
They're not going to put up with it.
realistically, the people who are going to, let's go, say the people who are going to purchase this set or can purchase this set are the players that have a bit more money laying around to disposably spend on Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Yeah.
Those players already have max rarity of most of these cards, and like, you know, unless you're chasing after something like Starlight Ash Blossom, you're not going to necessarily chase a lot of this stuff, and you're just going to buy the singles.
Yeah, 100%. Like I'm kind of keen on those new Ulti Nibiru's because I've still got the OG secrets, which are still beautiful.
And then there's an OTS pack Nibiru. That you
Yeah,
can
that's
get.
what I mean. Like, but if,
Yeah.
depending on how cost effective it is, like
Yes.
OTS Nibiru's, I haven't checked the market in quite some time.
Probably
Last I knew,
200 a pop.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Whereas if this is quite, pumping out quite a few of them, I don't know. I suppose with the US print ones, maybe there might be as little as 50, 60 each kind of thing. I don't know, but yeah,
Here is
We'll find
the
out
rest
soon
of
enough.
locals.
what it is.
How'd you guys all do
Everybody's
this
here. Please
weekend?
have walk in front of the camera.
Running
We're going to
theme
have to
of the
get like
podcast.
a little sign
Just does it anyway.
We're Yu-Gi-Oh players. We don't read
gonna
our
have to get a
cards and we don't
sign.
look for our cameras.
saying recording. Something
Don't walk in
and
front of
around
the camera.
But anyway, so yeah, that's our last question for today. Is there
Wait,
anything else we're going
Anyone
to
else
discuss?
want to
We're gonna
give a
get through
feedback on how their weekend went, or is going to eat somewhere?
Absolute shit.
So,
It was alright. It wasn't as.
come over individually.
No, I don't have too much to say. I was just gonna say like I could have done better, but I'm not disappointed.
We are the Wollongong gang. However, we our
I
representation
disliked
was
my
bad.
Blackwing Dragon League. Should have went full Soto.
Bad decision. Yes. Bad decisions.
Also, main Ash.
Yeah.
We did cover this.
That's
Who did
that's
the best
very
out of
important.
everyone?
yeah, and that's something I wouldn't mind having a quick discussion on. Our thoughts about Ash in the main versus a meta full of triple tactics, thrust, and talents. And that's why I ended up not doing it, and I regret it because it seemed like TTT wasn't there half the time, and Ash would have saved me a lot of trouble in a lot of cases. But I was also like, if it's a low impact and then I get talenced or thrusted, like, I don't know. I made the decision that was worse, but maybe that's not true. I don't know.
I feel like in certain instances, Ash can just be so powerful in the current meta. Like being able to stop a Pearly search, being able to stop a branded fusion, being able to stop a Castorithiosis. Like there's a heap of stuff that it actually prevents. Like you're right, people are going to like main the thrusts and the talents and all that kind of stuff, but it's like one of those things, like if no one's running hand traps, then they're not maining those cards, so people go back. It's like you're just sort of chopping and changing between those two things, so you just sort of need to roll the dice.
I guess it was a calculated risk perhaps that I should have taken more. So my biggest fear in that is that you Ash on what seems like a very important interaction. They push through it anyway. They talents, they rip my best card, and I'm down to 3 left in hand. And then not only am I down to 4 cards to push through a board, they also have perfect hand knowledge of all 3 of the 4, right? And I'm like, that's a nightmare scenario. But I guess maybe it should just be treated as if they have it, they have it. And it's worth...
Just play the Ash.
Yeah, and I guess that's it. Is it going to be helpful or harmful more often than not? And I suppose ideally it's more helpful.
Yeah, it's too good to not play. You just play the Ash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, it's getting busy and I'm hungry. So that will conclude us for today. Thank you all very much for listening and watching. Yeah, and let us know in the thing.
The things.
Actually, yeah, I don't really know what question I'm wanting them to ask, but ask us some questions for next week.
Go down to the Discord.
Yeah, link will be
Ask a
in the
question.
description. Ask us some questions for next week. And
Is Rescue Ace best deck?
Rescue
Not
Ace
yet.
is best deck.
Not yet. But we're going to hear about it every day until it is. But anyway,
3
we'll
weeks,
catch you all next week. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.
3 weeks.